Welcome back to Real Talk. Today it's time to get real about discovery tours, something you probably haven't heard about when it comes to exchange, but it's a chance for you to be around other exchange students that are just like you. We're going to talk to Jakub, who's from Slovakia, and he's going to share how he overcame some of the hardest parts of exchange by going to LA and the Grand Canyons. And we'll also talk about how I completely didn't realize who he was for 3 hours in LAX. Hang tight, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Real Talk. I'm super proud to introduce you to a good friend of mine all the way in Slovakia. Jakub's here with us. How are you doing, Jakub?
Hi guys, I'm feeling good. I'm doing really good.
I mean, it's super exciting to see you again. We were just talking. It's been a year and a half since we were together, actually on a discovery tour. But now you're in Slovakia. Where do you live again in the country?
I live like 4 hours from Bratislava, which is still the capital of Slovakia, but it's like close to Poland. Let's say it's called Prešov.
So pretty far away, a little lesser known area, but we're super excited to be talking to you. We're here in Boston, and you're all the way in Europe. Thank you for taking time. I know you're busy with high school. But let's just start from the very beginning, right? So you're the class of 2017. It's been a couple years. Why did you decide to go on exchange? Why did you decide to leave home and come to the US?
Well, it was always my dream to experience another culture and to experience another actually the school system because I wanted to do something different, and I was always seeing it in the movies and stuff like that, and I just wanted to do it by myself and experience it by myself. But actually, I would say it brought me a lot more than just like experience the culture. I got to know new friends, so I got to know I have a second family, let's say, and it's just so exciting. I mean, that was the best decision of my life.
That's amazing. And super interesting. I don't think I realized that you really wanted to experience a different culture in a school. That's a what about the US school system was intriguing that you wanted to try?
Like actually in Slovakia, we have really our system is really based on theory and memorizing and stuff like that. And I just wanted to do something different. Like I don't know why. It's just I was just really curious about how the system is, and it's really amazing. I would say the school spirit is. I mean, I expected way less. I would say, actually, I couldn't really expect more because they were just like doing the homecoming week or I don't know the prom and stuff like that. All the students were really pumped and stuff, and it was really exciting experience compared to my school because in Slovakia you just go to school, you finish, and you are done. And so in America, there's like you go to school. After school, you have a practice with your school team, and actually there are school teams. I didn't know that before I came to the US, so that's really exciting. So I mean, I was really glad that I could experience it by myself.
Well, what would you say were your favorite classes, right? I think we see sort of the school spirit online, but like what classes did you take in the US that you thought were cool?
I really like Spanish. I actually learned Spanish, but we had a really funny teacher. And she's kind of a good friend of mine. Actually, we kind of talk to up to now, so it's kind of really nice. So yeah, or I took like 2 PE, for example. We have it in Slovakia, but it was really like lifting weights and stuff like that. I didn't expect that, so it was really exciting.
Like way more experiential, and I think that the US school
Yeah.
system is far more chill. I think it's a little bit more friendly than perhaps what you're used to. The fact that you're friends with your teacher must have been a huge difference.
That's I mean, I've never experienced that in my school. They're just like teacher, it's a teacher and student. But for example, in America, I would say they can be friends. They hug you if you need or stuff like that. So I mean, this is really nice, and they were really curious about my country, so they talked to me a lot.
You might have been the only student or the only person from Slovakia they had met. I mean, actually,
Yeah,
when we
definitely.
met, you were the only Slovakian student, I believe, as well. So this is super embarrassing. We met actually at the beginning of your discovery tour in LA, so LAX is this gigantic airport. I mean, I don't even know how many people come in and out of there, but we were welcoming all the students. Weren't there like 90 of you or something? There were 90 students on the trip. And I'm checking off names, I'm welcoming students, and have some students around me. We're having a great time. An hour passes, maybe another hour, and I'm like, guys, where is this student? Has anyone seen Jakub? And then all of a sudden, standing right next to me, you're like, I'm Jakub, I'm Jacob. And it was so embarrassing for me because I don't know, I have no idea. So I'm curious what your opinion was when we first met in LAX.
I was like, well, I didn't know. I knew you were looking for somebody, but we were just like talking to each other and stuff like that. But I didn't know you were looking for me. So it was really funny. It was really great way to how to start the tour, since I was the only Slovakian. So I mean, it was great.
It's a happy accident, I guess, because to be honest, I was super embarrassed, but I think it's funny because we can joke about it, and I love that picture we took at the Grand Canyon too, because it just sort of like encapsulates the whole trip. But to fill everybody in, Discovery Tours is an opportunity for you to experience different parts of the United States, not just where you're living, and you get to do it with a ton of exchange students. And I think what's really great about your story is what was leading up to our time in the LA Grand Canyon tour. So tell me a little bit about like what was going on before you joined us on tour.
Well, actually, this tour came right at the time because during your exchange, you are like going through a lot of ups and downs and stuff like that. And before before the tour, I was actually really excited to go, but that was one of my downside. I was like, after Christmas, I was really, let's say, emotional or stuff like that. I missed my home, and I wanted to talk to my friends, and I just couldn't, it's not like to Skype or something like that. Then the Discovery Tour came on, and it was really, really exciting because I forgot all about my problems. I met how many 90 students from all around the world, and we were a great group, I would say. We were chatting like after like months after the tour, like still we were in touch, and it was really, really exciting. So I forgot all about my problems, and like from the down I was right at the top. So it was really exciting, and I get to know new cities, and I got to see the world, the places I really wanted to. So it was really, really, really exciting.
And we had, I got silly stringed, we did competitions, we did dance-offs, there was a lot of candy on this tour, I remember.
Yoga every evening, that was what I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah, they would do yoga, you guys would do yoga in like the gyms in the hotels, but like the gyms in the hotels were this big and there were like 20 of you.
Yeah, because we started like, we were five of us, and one of the students, she told us, let's do yoga. I don't know why. It just came up from nothing. And each day the group became bigger and bigger, and at the end of the trip there was like 30 people in a small room doing yoga. Like, it was so exciting, but it was so much fun.
That was an amazing week, and I think it's something that I really hold near and dear to me, and I know you do too. And I'll never forget, you wrote me this note before the end of your exchange year 2 years ago, and you said that the Discovery Tour is what gave you the energy or like the power to push through sort of your homesickness and the rest of the year. Yeah, that's true. Actually, as I said, it came right at the time. And after this Discovery Tour, I came home, and like, I would say my mom was really, not impressed, but she was surprised. Like, I came changed at the home, and I was really smiling. I was really pumped. I was, let's do that, because I didn't think about the home anymore. I didn't think about friends that much. It was really, really exciting. So, and I wanted to enjoy the rest of the year so much because I knew the end is coming, and actually that's when I made so many friends, because I was really bummed and I really wanted to know everybody. I was really participating in a school team and a track, so
it was so exciting. That gave me a lot of energy to push it to the end. And at the end, I really missed it. So maybe I regretted it that I kind of didn't have that much energy in front, but whatever. I still enjoyed it. It was really for me. The discovery tour was really emotional and gave me so much energy to do through to the end of the year.
That's so great. And I think that it's really important also for you to remember and for everyone to remember that like exchange is supposed to be the ups and downs, and like you have to have the downs because that's what makes you stronger, and what can help you in the future. And so it's kind of nice that your down was then sort of accompanied and encouraged by the exchange family. I mean, I think that's the easiest way to come out of homesickness, is to remember you're a part of something much bigger than yourself.
Yeah, because actually, I think there were more students that they had this homesickness, and actually, if you are talking to somebody else that know your friends at home and somebody who really understand how you feel, it's just really it's really supportive, I would say. Yeah.
Do you remember the very last night, we're driving to the hotel in Phoenix, and I got on the bus and I spoke to you guys about, this is just the first chapter of your exchange story, and yes, it's ending, but you're always a part of the family. Now that you've been home over a year, looking back, how does that feel? Your exchange was ended in the summer of 2017, and it's now the fall of 2018. How's your exchange chapter looking now?
Well, as I look back, I really, as I said, it was the best decision of my life that I've ever made, and maybe I don't think I'm going to do any better. So it was really exciting to actually. I was really sad when went home, and I was like, well, what to do now? I was really like, do I have friends now here because I didn't talk to them that much, or something like that. But actually, I really became, I would say, maybe more mature, I would say, because of these downs. But I could still share my story. I was like, I'm still in this EF family and EF group that you can all the time. You can we talk to each other, or we feel kind of still text with each other. It's really nice, and we have so much activities too where I can show where I can share my story, and that's kind of keep it alive. That I'm still living my exchange year, so that's kind of absolutely awesome.
That's amazing. Hopefully you'll be, 30 years from now still talking about how embarrassing LAX was or how funny that experience was. And I don't know, you can't really see it in yourself probably, but like even though this is virtual, you have such a confidence to you that even when we first met at the airport, you didn't quite have. And I think that's really cool because your exchange story is continuing to give you confidence and courage. And
That's really true. Yeah, I mean, and it really helped me. That's what my friends were saying to me after the exchange here. They were like, Jacob, you are so much confident in you, and you don't care about the stuff you don't have to care. And I was like, really? I didn't really, you know, I didn't really think about it like that. So I'm really glad that it came like that.
yeah, absolutely. And it's worth it, right? I think that I always like to ask people, if you look back at you before you moved to the US, what would you want to say to yourself? And I think that the cool thing about your story is you don't want anything to change. Like you being in that low is what made the Discovery Tour so great. Like you being in that low is what reminded you to have confidence. Is there anything else you would want to say to your younger self?
I would maybe say like be more confident, be more open, and don't care about stuff like. Actually, I would say maybe to myself, enjoy the moment when you are right now, and enjoy it as much as you can. Don't care about the negative things. Look at the positives. Or before I will, or when I was doing exchange, I would say to myself like, look at the right this moment, what is going on. Don't care about what is going at home or somewhere else, what your friends are doing. Care about what you are doing right now, because you are here to experience it all and to make the best year of your life. So that's maybe what I would say.
Because then sooner or later you're back home, and that year is always going to be a part of you. So what do you want to do now? So you are a year and a half home, and you sort of found this confidence and courage. Like, what do you see yourself doing once you're done with high school?
Well, first I want to graduate high school since it's really, yeah, that's important. And then I want to apply to university. I want to study international law, and we'll see what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there will come up something else. I'm open minded. That's what exchange year taught me so much. That I have to be open minded, and maybe something else comes up, and it'll be more actually exciting than what I wanted. So that's great. So my plan is to apply for university and study international law, but we'll see. I don't know.
Well, I hope that whatever it is, it gives you as much joy and courage as our time in LA and the Grand Canyons did. And I think that Jakub's story sums it up, right? Like, be open to the world around you, be open to new opportunities, and great things happen. Maybe you end up meeting 90 exchange students and having the courage to finish your year strong, or maybe you end up applying for international law, and who knows where you'll be next time we talk, which is really, really exciting. I'm sure lots of people will want to hear more about your story. So if you want to know more about Jakub or get in touch with him, you can leave your questions and comments in the section below. But again, big thank you. I'm sorry I forgot you a year and a half ago, but here we are instead. So thank you so much for joining us on Real Talk today.